perspective. Here to give the Democratic perspective is Democratic Congresswoman from Virginia, Jennifer McClellan. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us today. I got to get your reaction to what Congressman Owens had to say there.
First of all, that's a lot. I'd say going backwards from the town halls. As an elected official, the purpose of town halls is not for you to get the message that you want out. It's to listen to your constituents. And I have been doing that in my district in a wide variety of ways. And what I hear across the board, Democrats, Republicans, independents are very concerned about the state of our country, very concerned about the state of the economy and inflation and the impact of what the Trump administration is doing, very concerned about the dismantling of the Department of Education, because the reason that we have struggled with education over the past 40 years is because states and localities have chronically underfunded it. And the Department of Education fills in those gaps in particularly low-income communities and provides financial aid so that students can go to college and students with disabilities have their civil rights protected. So what I am hearing in my district and across the country from Democrats, Republicans, and independents is they're not happy with the direction the country is going. They're not happy with the slash and burn approach of Elon Musk. Yes, we're all for weeding out waste, fraud, and abuse, but you use a scalpel, not a chainsaw that destroys lives in the process. So that's what I'm hearing, not what he is saying.
So how are you working for unification? Because it seems like there's a lot all over the place, but what are you guys doing in your party to bring everyone together for unity?
Well, the first point is to listen to what your constituents want you to address. And since my colleague said, listen to the source, I looked at the most recent Fox News poll. And the most recent Fox News poll, when it asked people, what is the top issue you're concerned about? They say the economy, jobs, and inflation. They want us to address the rising costs, not have tariffs put on Mexico and Canada that raises the cost of everything from groceries to gas, from toys to technology, and housing to healthcare. And they say they want increased spending on Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, not cuts. They want to make sure that the Department of Defense has the resources it needs to address the pacing threat of China. None of that is what the president and Elon Musk are focused on right now.
Well, I want to give you the opportunity to share with our audience specifically what you're doing. I know that you're talking to your constituents, but can you share with us other ideas that you are working on and what you're doing to help with all of this?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we're defending years of progress that we have made expanding access to healthcare. When I spent 18 years in the state legislature before coming to Congress, where we expanded Medicaid, and we saw that it lowered the cost of healthcare by putting patients in a medical home where they could get preventative care. And it's working. And our rural hospitals have stayed open as a result. So I'm fighting any cuts to Medicaid and making sure that we protect access to health care because that's what my constituents want. My constituents are concerned that Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire who has been unvetted by anybody, has access to their personal information at the Social Security Department. So I've co-sponsored a bill that would put guardrails around what he has access to.
Okay, so, with the government being overhauled the way it is, one other thing we're talking about, of course, is the border security. And what are you doing specifically to work on the migrant crisis that we are seeing, if you can share that part?
Well, part of what we need to do is invest in border security and invest in the people to address the border, not move active duty military personnel and National Guard who have other duties and are trained for different duties to the border. That's one thing we need to do. We could spend a whole hour talking about other things that we need to do that I don't see happening right now. But the answer is not go round up anybody who happens to be from Venezuela with no due process, put them on a plane to a prison in El Salvador. That people are afraid now.
Well, crossings are going down. So is some of this working? Can you concede to that?
Crossings started going down under the last administration. So it's a cause and effect. All right. Part of what the Biden administration did worked. We need to continue investing in border security and making sure that we are targeted moving our people to the border, not moving active duty military personnel who need to be focused on China and our interests across the country, not moving them to the border, but investing in border security.
Well, we'll leave it right there. And I want to thank you for being on, Democratic Congresswoman from Virginia, Jennifer McClellan. Great to have your perspective. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.